Amber Heard faces a new court battle over the epic cost of her defense. Let's get into it. So let's get into this article about Amber Heard and the insurance companies not wanting to pay for her defense. Now, before we get into this article, I need to give you guys a little history. So before Amber Heard wrote this op-ed in the Washington Post, she filed for some insurance for defamation. And it was two companies, Travelers and New York Marine. And she got policies to cover it. So now with insurance, if you commit what's known as an intentional tort, generally insurance companies don't have to cover it. And Amber Heard was found liable for committing an intentional tort. So now, if that's true, well, who pays her legal fees? Who pays Johnny Depp? This now becomes a problem because the insurance company are saying, well, hey, you were found to intentionally have done this, so we shouldn't have to pay. So now Amber Heard has two court battles, one against the insurance companies to pay for the lawyers that she's already spent and pay for lawyers moving forward. And number two, she has to now appeal against Johnny Depp trying to win that case. Now let's get into this article. Amber Heard is facing another courtroom showdown, but this time it is over who has to foot the bill for her astronomical legal expenses, which surpassed $8 million for the start of ex-husband Johnny Depp's 6-week defamation trial, according to a report. Now, we know this $8 million number came when the insurance company Travelers sued New York Marine because Travelers said it had paid $8 million in legal defenses for Amber Heard, but then it also said New York Marine should also foot some of that bill. And New York Marine was like, no, we're not going to foot that bill because Amber Heard intentionally did this. So now Travelers sued New York Marine because they said it's unfair that she had two insurance policies and Travelers was the only one paying for her defense. And again, Travelers said they had paid up to $8 million in that court file. Heard, 36, has a homeowner's policy with Travelers Commercial Insurance Company and a general liability policy with New York Marine, and both cover liable claims. Puck reported. A representative for Travelers, Pamela Johnson, was frequently spotted in court during the trial seated behind the defense table in the gallery. Travelers sued New York Marine in 2001, demanding it pay half the legal costs already spent defending Heard without identifying her by name. That was the case that we were looking at when New York Marine were like, yo, she did this intentionally, the jury found she did it intentionally, and we're not going to pay her anything. Travelers, which had funded the bulk of Heard's defense, argued that the Aquaman actress had the right to pick her own lawyers. Heard burned through a string of high-profile attorneys and ultimately settled on local Virginia lawyer Elaine Bredenhoff for the 6-week trial in Fairfax County. However, New York Marine disagreed and dispatched their own, presumably cheaper lawyer, Puck reported. Now, in June, a jury found that Depp was defamed by Heard and awarded him $10.35 million and awarded her $2 million. So at the end of it, it's about $8.35 million for Depp. Now, New York Marine sued Heard in July to get out of paying any part of the judgment, court records show. And we saw this before. The court argued that under California law, the insurance policy does not cover willful acts. And the jury in this case said Amber Heard committed willful acts of defamation. Now, the jury found that Heard acted with actual malice or willfully when defaming Depp, and New York Marine is arguing that they should not have to pay for the judgment and the cost of her appeal and even the lawyers before because insurance companies don't cover willful acts. Now, Travelers made the similar argument before the verdict came in, advising Heard that it would have no obligation to pay an award if Depp proved she had knowingly made false statements. Now, this is the problem because now Amber Heard has no money. And now both insurance companies said, we're not paying for anything more. So who's paying for the appeal? Who's paying for anything? Like the new lawyers that she has, who's paying for those, right? Where's the money coming from? Heard has enlisted brand new lawyer Kirk Pashik to deal with the insurance companies. Now, Puck also reported that Amber Heard's total legal defense could be more than $15 million, and it could be the most expensive libel action in U.S. history. Now, this is the irony of it. Amber Heard has paid more in legal fees probably than she has to actually pay for losing the case to Depp, because she only owes Depp $8 million, but she owes the lawyers 15 only in America. Only in America. So at the end of the day, Amber Heard is fighting the insurance company. She's fighting the appeal for Johnny Depp. She has no money, as Elaine Bredenhoff said here.
Is she able to pay a $10.4 million judgment? Oh, no, absolutely not.
So we know that she can't pay the judgment. She can't pay for attorneys. She's essentially can't pay for the appeal, things are not looking good on Team Amber's side. So tell me, what do you guys think about this? Do you think the insurance company should bite the bullet and just pay for Amber's legal defense, even though she was found to have been willfully defaming Johnny Depp? It's an interesting case, but we'll see. It seems like Amber has a money issue. And when it comes to litigation, if you run out of money, your case is also run out. But we'll see what happens on the other side. We got lawyers suing lawyers, insurance companies suing insurance companies, and we're just getting started. If you like this video, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I am out of here. Peace.